Hello, everybody. Um, as you see it on the screen, I'm going to be talking about fears. Um, I made a promise I'm going to make this video over at a Facebook and talking about fears. A lot of the twin flames have a fears. We had twin flame event gathering conference, if you want to say, in Chicago. And there was the people who that fear came out there. There was the people who they don't even wanted to be in a video. They don't want it to be recorded simply because there were that fears inside of them. And we're making a new conference. It's going to be in Boston, and it's going to be on October 6th till October 8th. And those events you can see how you can overcome your fears and you can become what you can become your truth, you can become your things. On this event at Boston, I'm gonna be with Marla Kelly, I'm gonna be with Donna Fisher and Nagla El Shami, and I hope we're gonna be helping you with everything that we know so you can overcome these parts of fear. Why I'm talking about fear? A lot of the twin flames contact me and they talk to me about their problems, their situations, and there was a lot of them that lead to fear. And when we're talking about fear here, okay, we want to describe first of all what is fear. Fear, it's an emotion that creates that something bad will happen if certain actions are made. Sometimes those actions could be truth or false, or they can be based on a false feeling that might occur. Also, fear it's to cover up a truth, that the truth can come out, and when the truth come out, that would cause a series of events that could be catastrophic for us, that could be lead to put us in danger, or um, something very bad will happen. Um, Also, you can imagine your fears from some people or something that goes on inside of it, and that creates that condition you to be afraid, you to not to be. Those are very unsolved connections. The fear, it's very bad thing, simply because can create a lot of things. Can create panic attacks, can you create a lot of insecurities, can keep people frightened, and also can keep the people in silence simply because of if they try to cover the truth, um, they live in fear about the truth, that the truth can maybe cause some other problems. As I stated, in the publication that I made on Facebook, there is a two basic ways of overcoming the fear. The number one way to overcome a fear is to replace it with the big one. And what I mean by the big one on it, um, what could happen if my husband find out I have a twin flame, or my wife find out that I have a twin flame, and now that keeps you in fear, okay? But there is another fear that comes in inside of you. Well, what it's the worst that can happen? I'm gonna get divorced, or I'm gonna be doing some things, but I can be with my twin flame. And here's another fear comes in. Well, maybe if I don't do this thing, I will lose my twin flame, which is my soul. It's in love with that person. So now that little fear of what will happen if my husband or wife find out that I'm in love with somebody else, it's overcome of the fear of losing your lover. If that's a male or female, the way how you wanted to describe. And this is one way of how you overcome the fear. And this is why it's very important you to confess, even when it's in the beginning of your awakening, whatever your situation is. The confession is actually helps out on these stages. And people ask me, well, Dio, what should I start it from? How can I be able to overcome this fear? Number one, to overcome this fear, specifically with, in the twin flame, it's talk to someone who understands you. That doesn't have to be a best friend. That doesn't have to be your mother, father, or worst, priest. I try to talk to all those people, nothing worked out. The only thing that could probably understand you, that is a people who understands twin flames. And you two can face this truth and see how it's gonna liberate you from the fear, simply because you've spoken up the truth. And when you say, well, I'm in love with my twin flame, this is what happens, I feel them, I feel what's going on, I just have this fear inside of me, what's going to happen. And when you look at that fears, you express in it. But when you express in it, it helps you to understand your fear. You kind of like crack open a coconut, and now you see inside what it is. There's a coconut juice and a coconut itself. And this is what you do with the fear. When you start talking with someone, you create this confession, but you also see this fear inside of you. And by you admitting that fear, you empowering yourself. And you empowering yourself as a soul, because your journey is about to be with your twin flame. And it's very part of that. It's that when you replace your fear with big fear, you find out that that other fear, it's going to become with another big fear. Until you don't understand, you have to be your truth and facing your fears. The thing that I'm talking about right now, facing your fears, that is the second thing. I'm in love with my twin flame, and I'm not worried about anything else. And I'm gonna go to my twin, I'm gonna tell them I love you. And this is how you overcome the fear. A lot of the people, I will say 90% of the twin flames are married. And the reason they are married is they to have a base of comparison between the relationship and regular marriage with the relationship within the soul. You see, those two are completely opposite to each other. Simply because the regular relationship is based of I like him, I like her physically, I'm in love, my heart is in love with them, and you move up and you try to connect in the soul, but it doesn't happen. Simply because between the two people who doesn't have a soul connection in the beginning cannot be made it over time. It could be made with a lot of religious propaganda and a really religious way of programming that can be poured out throughout the years and years and years and years until you kind of like blindfold everything and you just focus on that. But still, deep inside of you, your soul knows that something is not quite right. Compared to what Twin Flame says, the Twin Flame's first connections is in soul. It comes then down, it works itself, all the fears and everything that needs to be working out together, and 10 empowers the heart. It when empowers the heart, works everything out, and 10 empowers the bodies, and 10 they live together. So this part of the fears is you to face it, because when you face your fears, you become more stronger. Also, when you face your fears, you are able to overcome them. But also at the same time, you find out that there was illusions inside of your ego, because your soul now is in charge, and your soul leads you to all the actions of love. And this is how you understand that the soul is fearless. And a lot of the twins flames, they ask me about what should I do. And the very first part is commit to someone that you love, your twin flame. The second part is overcome the fear. If you're in a marriage or relationship, you to admit to this person, hey, I'm in a soul relationship with somebody else, and this is the truth. This is the reason why I am so down. I have those fears inside of me. This is why I'm silent. This is why I feel frightened from you. I can't live anymore like this in my life. I just want to let you know what's going on with me, simply because you're living with me. You need to know what is the reason about it. I appreciate you, but I'm telling you the truth. And here, you face your fears. Usually, the people who are silent, they don't do these parts, simply because they prefer to keep the silence inside of them and stay frightened, stay on this panic and security that the truth will destroy their life. The truth is truth. People ask me, well, Dio, if throughout the whole life, what's gonna happen? Here's what's gonna happen. Okay, you're gonna die. Your twin flame gonna die. Your husband, your wife, gonna die. Your parents, we all gonna die. And when we're gonna die, we're going to know absolutely everything what happened. So the truth cannot be hidden. And this is what it says, that God knows everything that's going on. You're part of God as far as the soul, so whatever is going on and whatever your soul knows inside of you, it happens. Your big challenge on the fears, that it is to live your truth in body and heart and soul here. And that's why you need to overcome your fears. That's why those fears prevent you from be who you are. A lot of the twin flames have a chance to be together simply because of those fears. And some of the time pass by, and the fears, when they comes in, specifically to the runner learns how to overcome these fears. um, I'm gonna be doing another video tonight. It is about why you have to learn the divine energies, masculine and feminine. um, and the reason it's about the fears is that while the one learns the opposite energy, if he's a masculine or she's a masculine, needs to learn the feminine, the other learns the opposite part. And the part it is you to become understandable of the things that you understand. What I mean by that, understandable, by understanding, you create action between you and your twin. And if your twin does not understand what you do, there is no understanding. So your twin has to understand your energy, to understand your actions. And then by knowing these actions, it creates understanding, and there is no conflict. So, the fear inside of it, that how I'm gonna be with my twin, how can I commit to my twin, or how can I tell my husband to my twin, or how to tell my wife about my twin. It comes in once the masculine learns to be a feminine, and the masculine will be, darling, listen to me. I hope you understand me. Um, it just happened. I am in love with this woman. I'm thinking about her all the time. You probably feel that something's wrong with me. Um, I understand right now how a woman feels, and I want to try to be, soft to you. I want to be more calm to you. I want to be, gentle, and telling you that I'm just in love with her, and I hope you understand me that I love her. That how the masculine becomes more passionate and use the feminine energy of calmness to overcome the fear, because simply right now you have union between the masculine and the feminine energy that brings the truth out. If you look at it, the female counterpart, the female part is like the female keeps that silence inside of it, keeps these fears inside of it, the insecurities. Oh my gosh, what's going on right now? What is all this about it? How should I navigate this? What's going on? And all of a sudden, over the time, that fears and everything inside of it, teaching her how to be a more masculine. And that part of the masculine is like, don't be a chicken, don't have fear. So now you're gonna live in fear here, and you're gonna live in fear the rest of your life instead of living happiness up there. Who are you kidding? You need to man up. You need to fight for your love. What is that all about? What are you fearing about it? There is no fear. And this is how the female just comes in with this part, is like, you know what? Listen to me. I'm gonna talking to you a little bit different. There has been a changes inside of me, and I can't stand this. You need to understand. I'm gonna be short. I can't stand this. Something happened between me and a man, and I'm thinking about him. I hurt him. I I feel so bad about it that I cannot be with him, and we need to do this work together. I'm not capable for right now. I need some time and space, like every man does, going to the men's cave to figure out what we want to do. But for right now, can you just please understand me? And usually when this comes out of the female mouth as a masculine energies and a vibration, the men are like, okay, what happened to you? It's the same part as when your wife hearing you, you talking as a female energy. So what happened is she's a female, understands you. At the same time, the husband will understands you, because now you talk in their language as a vibration. You talk in their understandings as vibration. But at the same time, those things helps you to overcome the fears, because the fears are nothing else but the illusion of your mind that you create. What can go bad? And by facing your fears, you start understanding the real powers inside of the soul when you unite your masculine and your feminine energy. So I hope this video helps you out. I hope that video um, will help you to overcome your fears, and you begin your journey a little bit more powerful, a little bit more advance with an understanding that it is what it is. And the most important part to understand that inside of the soul there is no fears. There is no lies inside of the soul. So sooner or later the truth will come out about you and your twin. It doesn't matter if it's gonna be now, tomorrow, 2 years from now, the end of life. You cannot hide that truth from nobody. And don't allow the fears keeping you to have a panic attacks or insecurities or frightening or silent, or the worst part is going on those deep depressions, because the depressions will cause your health. And that's what's so important to you, to overcome your fears and be your truth. The most important part. Be love.